Hello everybody, continuing in my catch-up of the Premier League, we're going on to the next one. We got Team Liquid versus Team Fnatic. Of course, Fnatic comprised of No Tail. Looks like they have a sub right now, Sindir. But Era is there, Trixie's there, Han1 as well. An entire roster for Team Liquid. We got Fluff, Karok, TC, Bulba, and I'm going to call him Mike88. I assume that's what he goes by, but we will see. So hopefully, let's see who they're banning, who they're picking up. I got my water prepared. It's a nice set of games we got coming up, and I don't want to get a terribly parched mouth or get that kind of like hoarse throat that's going on. Huh. My word. Oh, so we got Team Liquid banning Darkseer as a first ban. You don't see Darkseer banned too often. I guess you do. He's kind of fallen out of what he used to be. And I mentioned this time and time again, that he's getting replaced by heroes, Keeper of the Light especially, who also gets banned generally, as being just a very good support and utility hero all the while. Of course, Darkseer, though, still very good at farming the off lane. Does not have to be around the creeps to get the gold, which he doesn't sorely need, but is obviously very good. One of the better off lanes nowadays. Batrider, though, of course, very strong off lane as well. Good mid, good everywhere. Darkseer is more of a off lane hero, though, when it comes right down to it. Team Liquid also banning Nyx, kind of the flavor of the month. Very strong, though. It's very similar to Batrider in that he can fulfill almost any role. Very good mid, gets the level 6, becomes like a ganking powerhouse as well. Very good in lane, and you can be a support Nyx, you can be a ganker Nyx, you can be a very good mid. All of those things apply to him. Fnatic just banning some of the better supports. Of course, Wisp usually getting one of the top spots nowadays. At the very least, isn't always first banned, but tends to get banned in the first round. Most people just not wanting to deal with how scary him and pretty much any good stunner can be. Obviously, if you pick up a Wisp and you're lucky enough to get him, you invariably will go CK because he seems to have the most synergy with Wisp, especially when it comes to porting around and ganking people. The amount of stuns and guaranteed Wisp stun that you get with CK really puts them maybe a little bit of like cut above than some of the other gankers, or at the very least stun heroes that go with Wisp. Fnatic picking up Lifestealer and Lone Druid. Lifestealer not being played as a full carry nowadays. He's going more sidelines, just extra damage when and if. Obviously, Lone Druid, one of the best farmers in the entire game, if not the best farmer, a lot of times Alchemists, who obviously can farm the best with Greevil's Greed, it's not Goblin's Greed anymore, can get shut down pretty effectively. It's kind of hard to shut down a Lone Druid as long as his bear's around. He's got such game influence pretty much from level 5 on, from Entangling Claws, all the way up until late game, when if he's gotten the farm that he needs and wants, and probably has from being Lone Druid, he'll be a powerhouse late game, mid game. His bear is terrifying, and against any low health heroes, I'm not seeing any on Team Liquid. Gyrocopter is kind of close, but Magnus's strength, Batrider usually has good strength gain. I don't know if it shows it anywhere on this profile. I wish I could show it to you. But has good strength gain, usually gets more survivability items, of course can Firefly away, and usually saves himself that way as well.
5 seconds remaining.
Fnatic picking up Silencer as well. I really love Silencer. His global ult is the perfect counter initiation tool, and I wonder if they picked him up in response to Team Liquid getting Magnus and Batrider. Both heroes, of course, incredibly good at initiating. A blink in Bat into Lasso, or a Magnus blink into Reverse Polarity can be either a terrific way to gank somebody and really catch one person out of a team fight and thus make it a 4-on-5, or just, as you know, with Magnus, just a way to completely throw one team fight in and have the perfect initiation, as well as setting up a huge gyro ult. But Silencer is just so good at counter initiation. A lot of times you don't want to use global silence as a way to initiate, unless you have like an incredibly good position advantage and you drop right on the enemy team and they can't get away. Because if you use it and anybody notices it kind of before you're all in there fighting, it's pretty much 3, 4.5, and then 6. Silence just, oh no, that's last word. Where are you, global silence? Yeah, 4, 5, and 6 actually, better than I thought it was. It's 4, 5, or 6 seconds where they'll go, okay, well we can't fight, and they'll just kite it out. And maybe they might lose one person, they might lose 2 people, but it's not going to be a team wipe. But if you are fast enough as Silencer, and you see a Magnus either blink in or skewer in, it's much easier. Or Bat Rider blink in, of course, is very hard with the ability to queue up skills using the shift key, like in many RTSs. But if you are fast enough and you are aware enough, as soon as the Magnus blinks in and tries to get that reverse polarity, if you can silence him before it goes off, even if the cast animation is going, before it actually goes off, that Magnus is dead, and his reverse polarity is out of the fight, and it's pretty much like he's not going to be able to do anything. He might do some shockwave damage later on, but really, he's going to be out, and the entire initiation is ruined. And that's why I like Silencer so much. Of course, not to mention, his Curse of the Silent is I mean, it's kind of lackluster nowadays. It used to be a little bit scarier, I think, but his, where is it? His last word, where that used to be his way of silencing people, which, you know, of course, really ruined combos, and Earthshaker had a really hard time with it. Now last word is this amazingly strong debuff and nuke, and it's actually incredibly good at a variety of things, especially if they have one main carry. Void is a very good example of this. You just pop it on Void as soon as you think he's going to chrono. As soon as he does, he's not attacking for 5 seconds of it. Or 6 seconds, actually. If and when that does happen. But let's get back into who everybody is banning. Fnatic banning Bane, Enchantress, and Visage. Just all around very strong heroes. Enchantress can be pretty annoying and can be almost like a mini Chen with the slow. Chen has a slow as well, but kind of serves that same purpose, running around, getting up a creep army, and being very scary, especially later on. Impetus can be just massive damage, especially, but then again, I mean, it's very strong against someone like Bat Rider, but regardless, doesn't matter. Team Liquid, though, banning Vengeful, you got Beast and Storm. Looks like they're getting rid of as many stuns, very strong stuns, or positioning heroes as possible. Didn't get rid of Chen, so Fnatic will still have a way to make a creep army, despite them also banning Enchantress there. But Team Liquid looking like they're favoring team fights and good initiations. Fnatic all the while very good at seeming to kind of draw out team fights, not getting any big, they don't have any big ults at the moment, and seem to be more of a steady fight team at the moment. Lifestealer, of course, very good at living through stuff with rage, can infest if things get a little hairy. Lone Druid constantly hanging back, cheering his Baron. Silencer, of course, very good at counter initiating. Chen is there to heal everybody up, and Leshrac, there's a little bit of burst damage if he gets it, but overall, usually kind of runs away, steers clear, unless he gets a lot of farm, in which case he's going to be right in the thick of things. Team Liquid picking up Shadow Demon. I think I've mentioned he's one of my absolute favorite supports. Incredibly strong hero as well. Disruption early is just a terrific way to set up ganks, especially with Magnus. If they're in the same lane together, which I doubt. Magnus is usually going mid nowadays, and bottle crowing to his heart's content. But Disruption, and it's just a perfect setup. 2.5 second, not essentially a stun, but a 2.5 second setup for any of these other skills that can be just monumentally damaging. Gyrocopter with Rocket Barrage is a very good example of that. And we'll more likely than not see a Magnus mid, bottle crowing to his heart's content, Bat Rider, Gyro, and Shadow Demon try, and Windrunner taking the off lane, who is of course also a very good off lane. But then again, I have seen stranger things before. Going over who is playing who. There's that panda that every pro player has, because he's just so much cuter and better than the regular bear. But let's go over who's playing who. You got Trixie as Silencer, Han1 playing Lone Druid the carry, Cinderin playing Leshrac, probably, yeah, going full support. I guess that's what you get if you are a stand-in for a team. We got Era playing Lifestealer and No Tail playing Chen. I actually haven't seen No Tail play Chen before. I'm sure he's amazing at it, though. I've seen his micro with Meepo. I've seen his micro with a few other heroes, and I'm not sure if he's played Visage, but I think I've seen him do it, and it was pretty nice there, too. But either way, not too concerned about it. Getting a good luck, have fun from Bulba. Always in the best of spirits. We have Fluff playing Windrunner. That's the whole Hawk. I want to say Hawk. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Look at that ability to follow. Just click on that portrait. That's all you need. All the while, we have Liquid Mike here. So we got Mike88 as Shadow Demon. We got Korok as Magnus. TC is Gyro. Fluff the Windrunner. Was just doing a little scouting earlier right here with the Shackle Shot given vision. And Bulba as the Bat Rider. Looks like his hair's got a little... excuse me, getting a little middle part there, which most people look absolutely terrible with. All the while, Lone Druid using his bear to scout just a little bit. See if you can't see where the rune is. It looks like it's going to be going to No Tail and Fnatic, though. Cinderin getting it up. Seeing if you can't get maybe an early split earth, and with double damage, that split earth can be hugely damaging early on, at least against this Magnus. Maybe you're going to try to fall on him. An open wounds is not a guaranteed split earth, but it'll make it a lot easier. And now Korok is pretty deep into the river, but he senses something. He's a little bit scared. There's the open wounds. It looked like, and uses the skewer to get away. All the while, Cinderin, very good awareness, actually canceling split earth. He had a pretty small chance to actually cast that, but doing that very fine. Korok, of course, getting harassed a little bit. I don't think Cinderin could even get one hit on him. Doesn't matter, though. And now, Han1 pulling the... Which wave did it just pull with this bear? I should have been paying closer and closer attention to that. Probably the bot one, hence this one being right at the tower. TC, though, hanging out, was just doing what he can. You're gonna have Gyro farming around. Bat looks like he's pulling... Maybe trying to pull mid, or is just going to be jungling, getting that ring of protection, making that quite a bit easier for himself as well. This camp already stacked. First stack, probably, yeah, by Mike88 right there. And up top, you have Trixie versus Windrunner. One-on-one, it looks like. All the while, Chen's jungling. Obviously, that's what he does. So we got Jungle Bat, Jungle Bulba versus Jungle Chen. And then we have, it looks like, Cinderin and Era hanging out mid. Cinderin giving Era, of course, all the farm that he wants and most of the experience, but Cinderin almost looks like he doesn't know where to go. Han1 is doing fine here. He's pulling whatever he wants. He's got his bear with him, but no wards down here are going to make this much easier for Gyro to farm it up than this bear. He's probably thinking about pulling Ancients, maybe stacking them, but doesn't seem like it's going to be doing much. Mike88 hanging out, doing fine. Let's see if he can't get... No, he's not. Trixie's not throwing any glaives from the top. He actually has pulled the Radiant Creeps over here, though, just to see if he can't get a little damage on it and maybe stall a little bit more. Get that creep line a little bit closer to his own tower. Trixie hanging out top, doing fine, just fine. Han1 doesn't seem to really know what he's doing. Looks like he's continually... Oh, wait, no, he knows exactly what he's doing. Hanging out, being in the safe spot, trying to pull this creep lane all the while, taking it all the way home. Kind of realizes that all of these creeps will almost always invariably be pulled by Mike88 into here. And just trying to pull him past everything, past all the way back to the tower, making sure that happens. Maybe trying to get a little bit of damage on this tower, but probably just trying to make life a little bit more difficult for TC. But he's just so good at getting those last hits. He knows how many times he needs to hit these creeps, probably at every level as well. All the while, the bear taking 2 stacks away, maybe trying really hard to get as much damage on this. And from what I have heard, at least in the comments in one of my in one of my earliest videos, is that you can't resummon this bear if it's getting hit, and it's not even high enough a level to have blink yet, or not blink, but to return yet. All the while, Synderen and Era are mid, going up against a Magnus who is bottle crowing his little heart out. Of course, has Shockwave. That'll be enough to probably make Synderen think twice about going in for a Split Earth. All the while, though, Open Wounds and Split Earth is a pretty scary combo if it ever lands. But Synderen getting that earlier Lightning Storm, deciding against Diabolic. He doesn't think that he's ever going to be within range to push that tower. And now it's a race. Look, will Synderen land a Split Earth and run in? Looks like he just catches it. Kurok deciding not to go for it, and Synderen denying that rune from him. But I'm sure that a Bottle Crow will be in his future. No Tail pushing top with Trixie. He's got... What has he got? He's got some little Skeleton Wars. Oh my god, it's named properly. That's terrific. As well as a Dark Troll Summoner, also named properly, I'm pretty sure. Mike88 coming in hand one pretty low, actually. I'm not sure where his bear is. I can't see it. TC doing fine, just fine. Thanks, Prestige. I'm getting a nice from him. One of my friends on Dota. Really good play. Really good to play with him. Era hanging out with Synderen mid, still doing fine. Getting all the farm in the world. Kurok. Oh, Synderen just barely evading that. Kurok almost level 6, making it a little bit scary. All the while, top is getting pushed, really going deep down into Radiant territory, into Liquid territory, just to make sure that this tower was never going to get denied. Very close to dying, actually, Fluff right there. Probably by a combo of, I would expect, Test of Faith right there. Yeah, the aggressive Test of Faith with the last word. Last word can be just so damaging. All the while, bot also being taken. Trading a bot for a top. Liquid getting the bot one, and we got Fnatic. I gotta start calling it Fnatic. Fnatic. Jeez, come on. Mouth's getting a little too big for my... Oh my god, tongue's getting a little too big for my mouth. This is so rough. Ooh, some invisible troll warlord, troll shamans, troll warlords. Getting one off isn't enough though, and looking for that second ensnare, wasn't able to get it off. If it had, it would have been a guaranteed kill. Fluff having to go all the way back home, getting harassed, just completely harassed out of the lane. And with these two troll, I'm gonna say Dark Troll Summoners, because it looks like they're actually properly named, nicely enough. These two Dark Troll Summoners, these added little skeleton guys, I mean, they're only a couple hits for the tower. In fact, 2, I think. But that doesn't matter. That's, you know, 2 per troll. You're sitting at 8 extra hits against this tower where you can just wail on it. And all the while, lots of damage coming down. This troll almost dead. Chen must be thinking about hitting level 6 and using that test. Or using that Hand of God. All the while, Kurok is lying in wait, waiting for maybe a little bit more of his team to show up. Liquid, not too much they can do right now, but there he is. Hand of God. Now Kurok doesn't know what he's supposed to do. You can't think about, the tower is down, and with that, and the 2 trolls coming at him, he's kind of probably a bit scared of going in. He's got these 2 ensnares. Of course, Skewer will get him out of there, but, I mean, reverse polarity is not going to be enough. All the while, Era farming mid very effectively, not to mention Gyro as well. I wonder who's probably got higher kills, or not kills, gold per minute, Gyro or Lifestealer. Lifestealer with just a little bit than Gyro, but Gyro, of course, having the phase boots, making himself not too scared. Global silence going down, making sure that Kurok can't reverse polarity and stop, or at the very least, do any more damage to these. That's what I'm talking about when, of course, that wasn't a counter initiation, but he was completely surrounded. Synderen was here to split Earth if he ever needed to. No Tail was there. He got a Test of Faith on him, but he actually doesn't even have his slow yet. And all the while, Open Wounds hitting him as well, just to kind of make sure that if he did ever think about leaving, almost a guaranteed split Earth on him. Here's Fluff, doesn't seem to know what to be doing. There's 3 mid. Shadow Demon being fine, just fine right here as well. Looking if they can't maybe pick off Era. It doesn't matter, though. All the while, you got Han getting stunned by a rocket. Looks like he isn't getting the most farm in the world. If we're looking at gold per minute, he's incredibly low for a lone druid. Usually he's at the top of the chart, but he must be having a very hard time against this gyrocopter. He does not want to get caught out. Rocket Barrage is enough to be trouble for pretty much anybody. All the while, though, the bear, he is level 5, does have level 3 bear. Entangling Claws would be enough to do a substantial amount of damage to Liquid. And down come Smoking. Era is there. He gets the open wounds. TC trying to get away. There is no split earth yet. There it is. Lands just in time. I think that he probably would have fallen just to pure damage alone. And now, because of that, Fnatic is up 2-0. Fluff, going bot, probably just going to try to push this back and make sure that this tower doesn't take any more damage. Already got chipped a little bit away from Lone Druid, pulling every single creep wave. And now, because of this, there will be a slight lull where Lone Druid has a much easier time farming. He has boots, so does the bear. He's not too concerned about dying. Also, in a really bad instance, he'll just turn on true form, get that extra 250 HP, and I think he gets bonus armor as well. It does indeed make himself have 9 base armor, and much easier to survive. Loses a little bit of speed. I wasn't completely aware about that, but overall, I think you use it in a clutch situation. All the while, Liquid knows that Fnatic is going for Roche. They weren't able to cinch it down. Saw it though with these wards that I think that was actually just placed, and now counter warding right now. Mike88 counter warding. They must know that Roche is low. I don't know if they think that they can take it though. They do have enough. There's the bat. He didn't blink in though. He was just there. Oh, he did blink in. Trixie being caught out. Just has a blink dagger, kind of early actually as Bulba. I shouldn't say early for pro players, for very good players, but for people in the normal levels. 10-minute blink dagger on a bat is none too shabby, I must say. All the while, Fnatic is around. Reverse polarity on Karok is down. Does have a haste rune. When and if they ever think that Fnatic is going for a Roshan. Flux being ensnared, making sure that he's gonna hit. Oh, excuse me, getting sick. Oh, and with that, there's the global silence, trying to make sure that Karok can't get a reverse polarity on the whole team. He has haste, though. All he needs to do is get the positioning going and trying to get the no-tail, and it looks like he will fall. No hand of God to save himself at the moment. All the while, Lone Druid is pushing bot, and he has a TP scroll when and if he ever needs to get away. It looks like Liquid wants to take this Roche, but I don't think they have enough DPS. They don't have a lifestealer equivalent to just getting a Vlad's. To have all of the lifestealer or all of the vampirism. Jeez. Man, my brain is not working too great. All of the lifesteal. Jeez Louise. Sorry, everybody. Whew, my brain is just not working at full capacity today. All the while, Karok still has not used reverse polarity. And always a little bit scary getting that Curse of Silent on. As Magnus, he doesn't have Blink yet. His modes of transport is... Oh, look at that. Lasso already off a cooldown, trying to get Era out, but Disruption falling on him now just to save him a little bit. Liquid Bulba, fire flying away, trying to do as much damage. Fluff doing it as... And then all the while, Fnatic looking like they can't think about how... No. Fnatic... knowing that they don't have enough damage to contest this. All the while, Bear getting hit up top, can't do anything while he's there, has to port back to Lone Druid, to hand one. And I'm not sure who has a better team fight. No, never mind. I'm pretty sure I do. Liquid has reverse polarity, incredibly scary. Disruption can be all the difference as well. Batrider, of course, very good at catching people out of position. But I think it all comes down to Trixie just trying very hard to land those global silences. Of course, the cooldown is massive. I think actually the same or very close to reverse polarity, not quite. So he won't be able to do it every single time, but that's not the end of the world, really. No-tail hanging out. All the while, in both teams just going over this mid tower, and just fighting over it, seeing if they can't do anything about it. Liquid pushing in. They know they've got a lot of team fights. Reverse polarity is off a cooldown. A simple skewer reverse polarity could be a huge difference. Synderin, though, getting that lightning storm, which I actually don't like too much, but I understand why. He wants to stay out of the fray. He wants to stay out of it. He looks like he doesn't have the farm necessary, giving it all to Era earlier. Doesn't have the farm necessary to really be right in the thick of things. At least not yet. All the while, it looks like Fnatic, they just want this Roshan so bad. Already regened another half of his life back, but Bulba using his blink and lasso, and there's the global silence. Gets the lasso off before, but doesn't matter. Nobody can run. Karok is here. Reverse polarity, though. He could have gotten a huge one, but there is no follow-up. There would have been a gyro, maybe some flat cannoning, but overall, there wasn't too much. He does... Shadow Demon actually getting high points in Shadow Poison, probably trying to use it and get a little bit of AoE damage on it. Big Shackle hitting No Tail and Trixie. Wasn't enough, though. It is not leveled up. Getting in favor of Power Shot at the moment. All the while, Team Fnatic... Oh no, Mike getting caught out by the bear, getting entangling close, Karok getting cursed, does not reverse polarity, can't do it right now. Cinderin using an invisibility rune just to scout, making sure that they're all around, doing fine. All the while, Era being sent back by No Tail. And with that, Roshan is still not at half health. Fnatic just wanting it so badly. They have the team for it. Bear to tank, Bear to do damage. They have Vlad's already. They have Lifestealer alone just to lifesteal his way back and just tank it up a little bit as well. But you usually... I'm not sure how good that Vladimir's is going to be. I mean, obviously, not the most effective item by any means early on. It's going to help this Bear a little bit. But not a huge amount. And overall, it's not going to help his team too much until much later in the game. Karok being caught out. The Bear hasn't landed Entangling Claws. There it is. Skewers away, though, just trying to make sure he doesn't die. All the while, the Bat being caught out again. Bulba constantly thinking he can use his blink to either get in and hoop somebody. But it just never seems to go his way. 5-2 now for Team Fnatic. And with that, with Batrider going down and having, I think, less... and not giving them the flying vision from Firefly, I think that Fnatic is going to go for this Roshan again. All the while, Karok is here, still has reverse polarity, gets shut down incredibly well, though, by Silencer, who I can follow nicely. And it looks like, oh, yeah, it is going to get stunned indeed. But let's go down here to the Roshan, where Era, using those Shadow Poisons, using that Shockwave to see just how low he is. They might go in for the steal. TC is here, almost off cooldown, call down. Doesn't look like they can do anything. Trying to do Hand of God. Now the teamfight comes in. Karok getting silenced, can't reverse polarity. There's that counter initiation. All the while the Bat is here. Doesn't matter, though. Every single time he blinks in, he gets ensnared. No Tail just being so efficient and so on the ball with those ensnares, making sure that the Bat does not drag anybody to their death. All the while, Mike and TC cleaning up a Silencer, a little bit out of position. Everybody else was down here, doesn't matter. The Karok has bought back, has reverse polarity, and without Silencer here, 2 global silence or curse him, or I shouldn't say curse, or last word him, reverse polarity is free to be used effectively. All the while, Era is down here. Fnatic and Liquid, Bulba running around, seeing if he can't get the Bear, but he's running around. He's got haste, and he's got a weird run animation. Doesn't matter, though. Skewering in, using the reverse polarity, seeing if they can't get it, and that'll bump him just out of reach. All the while trying to Shockwave. It won't do enough damage. The Bear, though, they might be able to kill it and kill him. Cinder in there, looking to sacrifice himself, maybe distract Bulba, slowing him absolutely down. TC opting not to use Homing Missile. Might have caught him, actually, by the time that he's getting away. And now, Entangling Claws looks like he might save him, but he's not going to be able to run away from that Shockwave. All the while, Hand 1 sending the Bear at him, getting cursed. He can't screw away. As soon as there's a screw at 1 Entangling Claws, and he's going to be caught out. The Bear is chasing. Fnatic does not have open wounds to guarantee the Bear hit. All the while, TC, a couple hits from the Bear. Power Shot, doesn't matter, though, is falling on no one. Karok constantly. Oh, it looks like, oh, it will kill him. There's no way out of this one. Oh, wait, no, never mind. It was just the debuff. My bad, everybody. And now everybody's saving Trixie from a hurt forehead, as that missile, I'm sure, would hit him. All the while, Roshan still regenerating that life. Fnatic still wanting it so badly. Karok, no, they know reverse polarity is down. They know that TC and Karok have to go heal. Bulba, of course, also having to heal. Mike might be able to see what's going on with Shadow Poison, see what's going on. But really, there's nothing they can do. And finally, after many attempts, I think 4 or 5, there it is. Fnatic No Tail knowing exactly how many times it took. It just took forever. So many attempts. Them finally getting it, though. Lone Druid opting to be in, I want to say, bear form, getting that extra survivability, so much more health. It will level up to 2, I expect, when the time comes, just to get a little bit more survivability. TC going Shadow Blade on Gyrocopter, pretty standard. You see this in a lot of games. Good for evasion, runs in, and gets into the thick of things, gets flat cannon, and just make sure that he's in the center of everybody. All the while, Bulba... Excuse me, I've developed a little tickle in my throat. Bulba gonna be stacking this camp. There it is. All the while, Mike... usually don't see this, though. Mike getting very high levels in Shadow Poison, opting not to go Soul Catcher Disruption. Not sure how I feel about that, but all the while, Liquid smoking up. Looks like they're gonna go and gank the jungle of TC. All the while, though, Fnatic doing the exact same. You see this happen in a lot of games. You get the yin-yang effect going on. And now that they see Lifestealer and Trixie down here, Era and Trixie, they probably know that there is no jungling going on. Maybe they still think Chen is up there, but now with this reveal of these 3 creeps and all 5 down, it's going to be a simple trade of a tier 1 for a tier 2. Although with the amount of TP scrolls I see, I mean, Fnatic's just going to let this fall. It doesn't matter to them. They're taking a tier 2. It does have fortification, but I think Liquid knows that there's no point, even if they all TP in, which not all of them have. I don't think Gyrocopter actually has one. TC, oh, no, has bought one. There they are. Going home, making sure that nothing is going to fall there. No chip damage, hitting this tower. They just want to make sure. All the while, Gyrocopter's farming top. Probably could have pushed this in. Wouldn't be too scared if I were him. Everybody, of course, having a TP to get home. Chen doesn't, but he rarely, if ever, should be concerned about that. Can obviously relocate people home when and if they ever need to. And now we have No Tail pushing, or not No Tail. I keep getting No Tail confused with his entire team name. Now we have Team Fnatic pushing mid. The bear, of course, doing a huge amount of damage. Has demolished, does extra damage to buildings. And that is actually a lot. 40% more. Gyrocopter putting his ult on nobody. Sadly, nobody's there. There's a very preemptive silence. Maybe expecting a blink in from Kuroki. Does not have a blink dagger yet, though. And that's what I'm talking about. You use that silence, and now you have no way to counter-initiate, especially if Magnus runs in and reverse polarities. And they are in a pretty tight cluster. All the while, Magnus being caught out by the bear. In pops Bulba. Has not lassoed anybody yet. Might want to lasso Air. Doesn't matter. Split Earth falling on pretty much nobody. Doesn't matter as well. Spirit Bear running around. And with that, no casualties on either side. Fnatic probably taking a little bit of a better position out of that. Although they did get more heavily damaged. This bear at the very least. But beyond that, not too much damage on either side. Cinder just checking the Roche pit, maybe thinking, oh, I'll go get some, I'll go buy from the Roche pit, which you don't see too much, but deciding not to. Looks like he's gonna go home, or at the very least try to get this eye. I think I saw. Might not be his eye though. Oh no, opting to get Belt of Strength. Looks like he might be going Power Treads. Not so much for switching, but I'm sure just trying to get extra survivability. All the while, Han 1 and his little fuzzy panda bar now has Armlet of Mordigian. Gonna be able to farm up these Ancients pretty easily. Of course, Armlet of Mordigian on Bear is, you see this a lot because the HP degen, the HP drain actually doesn't affect Spirit Bear. I'm not 100% sure why. I think it's because he does also not get the strength bonus, or at the very least as far as that goes. He doesn't get the strength and therefore doesn't get the health, and therefore I think they just saw it fit to make it even on the HP side. So that'll give him, of course, extra damage and attack speed and all what have you there. All the while, it looks like Liquid might be looking to see if they couldn't catch Han 1 out. Doesn't seem to be like that's the issue though. All the while, Fnatic now smoking up. You have Cinder and Era and No Tail all smoking down. There is no sentry here for either side, and 5, might be a little bit of a pincer movement. Bear coming down here with these 3 coming through the river. Doesn't look like it though. Looks like they just want to defend this tower. Maybe, I think that they know that they're pretty much all there. But all the while, we got the rest of Team Fnatic just laying in wait, seeing if they can't get anybody down. There it is. Era dropping an open wounds on Gyrocopter, getting shackle shotted, nothing to latch to though. Kurok running away. He does have his blink now, could be blinking if he doesn't get attacked. It looks like he'll just get out of the way, and all the while, I think they realize that the team fight is not going their way. Kurok now, though, there's the global silence, kind of wasted. Everybody just running away. Kurok still kind of trying to just maintain an area where he can blink in and do a lot of good. There's the blink. Getting a skewer on Cinderin. Big area of effect for that split earth at max level. Doesn't matter though. It looks like Fnatic having a hard time. Gyrocopter did fall. Mike88 is gonna fall to the bear. Can't get away in time. Bulba constantly being ensnared. Just can't get away. Firefly is not enough. The bear will chase him. Does not have radiance though, luckily enough. Does blink. Will port away. All the while open wounds falling on Fluff. There is no stun however to get him. And the bear chasing Magnus, doesn't matter. Kurok has blink, did not get damaged in that time period. And with that, Fnatic goes a little bit on top, losing only Cinderin, Leshrac for a Gyro and a Shadow Demon. Of course, Gyro being, I think, their main carry at the moment. And just having kind of a hard time doing that. So quick to fall. And with that, I think that Team Fnatic, as far as experience and gold is concerned, just going to be gripping their advantage even tighter. Han 1, of course, getting Tranks, but this is before the Trank nerf, I'm fairly certain. It's getting to be that gray area where Tranks were nerfed about a week ago. And this is almost a week old, and I'm getting to that area where, like, I'm playing catch-up relatively quickly. And I'm almost at the forefront of Premier League, so here's hoping that I get there pretty soon. Shouldn't be more than, I guess, this weekend is probably how fast it's going to go. Especially when I have extra time this weekend, Easter weekend. All the while, we have Liquid running in, trying to gank this jungle. No Tails, their Shadow Blade is here. Gonna be popping, there it is. There's the ult, No Tail being caught out. Lots of damage, they just want to get rid of Chen. All the while, Cinderin also being caught out, trying to stun him all. Doesn't matter, though. Very good ganking from Team Liquid now. Realizing that, yes, the bear is down there solo. They probably had vision. I wasn't sure if they did. All the while, all five are here trying to get a shackle. Big shackle. The latch range on that is incredible. Air, though, popping. Hasn't popped rage yet. Doesn't matter. Using up the reverse polarity on just one. I think realizing that getting a big reverse polarity in a team fight is probably just wishful thinking nowadays with this silencer. Constantly last wording Kurok. Stopping him from getting much mana using Curse of the Silent. Not too often, but global silence as well, just being used to stop it. All the while, a little bit of chip damage from this catapult, and these creeps hitting that tower. Not enough to really be anything substantial. The bear is doing fine, just fine. And I think, more likely than not, has the highest net worth. Does not actually. I did not see this coming. Gyro actually out-farming Lone Druid. Did not see that coming whatsoever. And I assume, I know that recently they've updated it so that that does factor in to how much gold you have at the moment. All the while, though, Bear looks like he might get caught out just a little bit by Liquid. All the while, Chen, though, Fnatic, Cinderin doing fine, making sure, just maybe babysitting Han 1 just a bit, just to make sure that he doesn't get ganked. They don't want their top damage dealer falling anytime soon. Kurok, though, reverse polarity almost off cooldown, and it looks like a smoke will go down. There it is. Team Fnatic going in, thinking that maybe Fluff and Kurok are going to overextend themselves, looking to get a scrambling claws, though, or I should say an entangling claws, but both of these just running away as fast as they can. Chen can't come here quick enough to slow them down. Fnatic, though, or I should say No Tail, putting down an Observer Ward, just to see, very offensive Observer Ward, see if they can't ever kind of cut through the forest and get a nice gank on anybody who's overextended. Kurok now has quite a bit of mana, and he's doing fine, actually, as far as his farm is concerned. Not terribly big, but he's really a reverse polarity machine, and, of course, very difficult for him to get it. Roche is going to be just about up. You know Fnatic wants it again. They fought so hard for it the first time. You know they're going to want it a second time. You got a gem on Shadow Demon right now. Not 100% sure why, probably just to counter the huge amount of smokes going down that are so used and so prevalent in so many team games. By team games, I probably mean pro games. higher level games. Oh man, Trixie getting Necronomicon, very, very strong item, of course, especially when you are doing everything you can to lock down Korok. That mana burn and the constant mana break that those Necronomicon warriors and archers will do against Magnus might be enough to just stop him from getting the 250 he needs to reverse polarity. Oh man, 300 in only 3 levels. Gyro all the while, though, farming very, very well. Flat Cannon is maxed. Everything is maxed. You usually don't see this. Usually you just see a Gyrocopter get, of course, ult, Flat Cannon, maybe one in a homing missile, but he has opted to get all of it. All the while, though, getting an ensnare on him doesn't really matter. Cinderin isn't going to be doing anything. It might harass a little bit with Lightning Storm. Finally opting to get one in Diabolic Edict. Needs to be right in the thick of things for that to get away. Is not going to be able to get a stun in time. He knows it. Doesn't matter. And a Global Silence going down. And everybody ganking hand 1. Doesn't matter, though. Popping the Global Silence just to save his own life. Reverse Polarity would have stopped it. I'm pretty damn sure Skewer stops it as well. But now, they know that everybody has ported bot, as well as Korok, and he's not going to be able to get to Roche in time. Of course, they don't have a medallion to make this go that much faster, but I think it'd be hard-pressed for Korok to get here with Blink and Skewer. Maybe a possibility. Has used Blink. Skewer will in time, but looks like Roche will maybe fall. It's in prime area to steal. Hand of God falling down. The bat is there. They know it's incredibly. Fnatic era picks it up, and now a huge team fight will probably engage. Flat Cannon hitting everybody up, getting attacked by the bear. This bear just doing so much damage. Mike88 almost falling. Wants to run away. Almost can't. All the while, Korok is here. Has not used reverse polarity yet. Huge clump there. And I think that Silencer has bought back. So has Bulba. Actually never did die. Running around trying to make sure that no funny business is going on. Really trying to kill this bear, doing so much damage. Faking the reverse polarity, making everybody so scared to go in there. All the while, Era running around. Looks like he wants to get an open wounds on somebody. TC is using a Shadow Blade just to get away. And in pops hand 1 and the bear out of nowhere. And with that, it looks like Liquid just thinks, at the very least, I shouldn't say Liquid, but Magnus, at the very least, might just think that, oh, I can't. Maybe he thinks that the game is over. It doesn't look like it, though. Windrunner is pausing. I've seen, obviously, bigger comebacks. Korok has disconnected, and looking like he has some difficulties at the moment. Maybe some technical difficulties, even. But all the while, there he is, has come back, did not disconnect out of rage or anger or purely thinking that the game was over, which of course, rightly so. It is not anywhere near over. It's still anybody's game. Of course, though, Fnatic, though, doing very, very well to keep the graphs in their favor. Gold, particularly, I think this was probably right here is when the Roche started, and everything before that was just Liquid trying to claw their way back up. The game's still paused. Korok has come back. Don't know if he does have buyback status. He does indeed. Reason enough right there to pause it. If he hadn't, sure, just let it fade out. Maybe he wanted to see the game, though. Could tell his teammates what to do, what he thinks they should all be doing. All the while, Batrider has Blink Dagger, has Force Staff. Let's go over some items, shall we? Got No Tail with Mech going pure support, full of healing. Trixie, though, almost level 3 Necronomicon. Air, though, Armlet Mordigian, and Vladimir's. You don't see Vlad's too often nowadays, but now that it's gotten a little bit later, it is going to be enough of a help. Although, big shackle on Air. Looks like Bulba trying to get him in. Korok getting 2 reverse polarities. I think that's the first one where he's gotten 2 all game. Air, though, doing as much damage as he can. Just using up that Aegis. Doesn't matter, though. The top melee barracks will fall. Liquid Bulba getting him back, trying to make sure he can't get away. Does huge damage. He's saying, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to take everybody I can with me. TC, though, here to help clean up, and Era will fall. Can't get away in time. And with that, they do capture the top barracks, making this top lane always pushed in. Something to note, especially with the pressure that both Lone Druid and Leshrac can do as far as pushing. Not to mention Chen with his army of creeps, which I think he doesn't actually have anymore. I think they all fell in that matchup. but both Lone Druid, Chen, and Leshrac very, very good at pushing. Chen trying to build up his army again, getting whatever big creeps he can. All the while, you have Team Liquid pushing up mid, maybe trying to force, no, absolutely not trying to force a buyback, but just probably trying to put a little bit of pressure. All the while, though, Karuk does not have reverse polarity. It's almost off cooldown. They'll probably wait around to see if they can get it in time. All the while, though, Gyrocopter does have call down, as well as Manta. There is a Blinkin' by Bat, separating out Trixie, trying not to let him get a global silence off, and they stop him in time. Karuk, reverse polarity is only off of a 15-second cooldown, and can he buy back? No, Trixie not able to buy back. It's off of cooldown. In Pop's era, though, doing enough damage, stopping that reverse polarity from ever happening. Cinderin getting hit up, and now a Radiance on the bear, going to be even better at chasing. TC will fall to the bear, and they must be absolutely terrified of him. 2,700 life, 200 damage a hit, 1,700 on Lone Druid of just survivability, as well as a huge amount of armor. There's those Trank Boots, 3 armor, and how much does his thing give him now? 6 as well. Just does a massive, massive amount of armor and survivability for Lone Druid, making sure his bear just does all the damage, sending him home, getting as much regen as possible. Looks like they know that there it is. I don't think he can buy back right now. Actually doesn't say, oddly enough, but them going despite Karuk being out. Could he have bought back? Is it that big of an issue? No, couldn't buy back anyway. Had already used it. Doesn't matter. Using Firefly now just to try to get as much damage on it. All the while, this bear just wailing on this tower. Does huge damage. Mike is so lucky he didn't get rooted just then. All the while, Han 1 being shackled to his own bear. That's a lot of stacks already. Just enough. Trying so desperately to kill it, and Bulba will pour it in just to guarantee that that bear does fall. Bear, though, summoning Spirit Bear, almost off a cooldown. I should start doing this whenever I need to continually talk about something. And it's just so smooth. Look at how smooth that is. Oh, my word, is that smooth. Gonna be summoning that again. Everybody just trying to stall at the very least until Karuk could be back. Trixie is here, though. Has Global Silence off a cooldown. Gonna be very, very interested. Okay, yeah, there it is. Gonna be very, very interested. Oh, just running on a cute little line. But like I was saying, going to be very, very interested to see who will win in the reverse polarity or Global Silence fight. All the while, we got Han 1 farming very well. Let's see if he's overtaken. Where are you? Overtaking Gyrocopter. Has not. Off by 1 gold. Oh, my word. I'm just waiting, but Gyrocopter looks like, nope, going to shoot maybe a little bit ahead. There it is. He's going to catch up, and there it is. Now he's 400 gold ahead, and with that, the equality is broken. All the while, though, top 4 spots, 3 of those are being held by Team Fnatic, making it quite a bit more difficult with Magnus. This Magnus has got absolutely no farm, having a very, very hard time. At the moment, all he is a reverse polarity machine. Karuk having a hard time. Does have Blink Dagger, though. He's got his core. Nothing else more that he can really, really do. Gyrocopter does have Manta, and actually it has lots of plus damage, but actually there it is. That's what it is. It's from Karuk. But you add this Empower damage, and you get, where is it? Flat Cannon as well. And it doesn't even matter that that damage does not affect these. Roshan not nearly close to down. Fnatic, I'm not sure what they're doing. Rolling as a 5-man. I guess just checking to see. No, probably buying up. Yeah, buying up from the Roche Pit. Has a gem. Absolutely does not want to let TC ever get away nowadays. And probably going to be smoking up as soon as these Ancients fall. Making sure that they get all of Chen's army in as well. No Ensnare, though, as a way to engage and initiate. All the while, though, Liquid, though, smoking up. Now they're going on a ganking party. Seeing if they can't catch anybody out in their jungle. All the while, though, Fnatic is nowhere near there. Bulba looking around. I think that they know now that it's probably smoke v smoke. There's the smoke by Fnatic. Which team's going to get caught out? Liquid has revealed themselves. It looks like their smoke, yeah, used much, much earlier. Fnatic running around, maybe trying to sweep. Ooh, can I draw? Sweep around and catch a Gyro out and unawares. 5-on-1. Gyro, TC being caught out. There's the bear, though. Sees it. Putting a stun on a bear just in case he ever does about to get caught out. And there it is. It looks like, yep, with the... Can't get away. Making sure to use mana to get rid of that open wounds. Very, very good play there. Making sure that he doesn't fall before this team fight. That flat cannon will be absolutely invaluable in 1, dispensing these creeps, and 2, front-loading a lot of damage. And unless they land a really, really nice reverse polarity, this bear is going to be able to harass these melee barracks down, or that barracks down, just until it falls. All the while, Bulba here doing just fine. Fluff here as well. Disruption. I'm not seeing any great disruption targets. Obviously, you can get the bear out of commission for quite a while. Era is good as well. Giving his entire... if you do... Jeez Louise. If you do disrupt him, you will get Vladimir's on the illusions, thus helping your entire team, at least for a short period of time. What is it, 6 seconds? 8 seconds, my bad. Very, very long duration on that. I had no idea it was that long. And all the while, it looks like whilst Liquid has to cloister up and kind of make sure that no funny business is going on, there's no tower here. They might try to be able, and probably could, backdoor this. Backdoor protection not being able to finish it all off. Fluff, being a little bit more adventurous, knows that she could probably get away, win, and if she wants to, run away in the last minute. Fnatic, though, looks like they're just patrolling Roshan, trying to make sure that when it comes up, that it is going to be theirs. Obviously, getting some wards down already, putting some down right here. Very good placement. I quite like that. Mostly because of Batrider. He gives them all the vision in the world and can port back and can try to get them over this ledge. And that can be a huge, huge issue. Correct me if I'm wrong. Batrider can't pull out of the Roche pit, or can? If you do know, comment on it. Please tell me. And it looks like Fnatic, they're just waiting for this Roshan. Always scared to move in, always scared of overcommitting, especially when there is such big ults like Reverse Polarity and a Batrider, Bulba there, to just catch them out unawares. So incredibly scared. Both teams probably just trying to pull and stack, and I'll do that, and what have you. 1 minute left until Roche goes up. Fnatic just playing the waiting game, not the most exciting of games, I must say. I have played more exciting games, one of which is Dota. And the waiting game in Dota, yeah, it's fine. It's not great, though. Fluff just doing a little bit of pushing, not pushing, counter pushing, making sure that the creep wave is equalized, the creep line is equalized as well. All the while, though, Liquid must be a little bit concerned about this top lane, since these are mega melee creeps, or at the very least bigger melee creeps than their opposition. It's always going to be pushed out, and then if Fnatic can force Liquid to really want to stop this Roche team fight, then, I mean, this could push in and they could fetch a little, they could catch another Rax and maybe a little tower damage as well. And you don't want to go up a 4-on-5 team fight. Power shot and just trying to get those creeps a little bit down as well. Fluff is here. Has to be wary of Era, though it doesn't matter. Era porting into the bear and now sending in the bear, phase booting away. 520, has absolute max speed. I had no idea. It just increases it so much. Why is that happening? Why does it do so much? Demonic Purge, though, falling on it, trying to take care of this bear. If that bear does fall, actually has a surprisingly low amount of actual HP when it comes right down to it. There it is. That top barracks taking a big hit. A lot of damage, though. TC here going to clean it up with Flat Cannon. All the while, though, because of that forcing them to go and make sure that this was protected, this one Rax might, get them a Rax. Now that this team fight's going on, this will only, you know, get pushed back after a couple of waves. But Fnatic also catching the Roshan. Maybe Liquid not realizing that they could take it that quick. It doesn't matter, though. Kurok couldn't have really gotten in as well, all the while because... Oh, there it is! Catching 2 unawares, trying to get rid of Trixie, trying to make sure that he can't Global Silence all the while. Gyrocopter, though, laying it down. There's the Global Silence, gets out of the lasso, and Global Silence is up. Everything goes very, very quiet for a little while. Disrupting now on hand 1, trying to take him out, seeing if they can't get rid of this bear. This bear doing a huge amount of damage, though, falling, and Radiance chasing everybody down. Fluff will fall, and it doesn't matter that Lone Druid fell. Doesn't matter at all that hand 1 fell. He still had the Aegis on him. The bear, all the while, chasing TC. Ooh, a little bit of miss micro. Looks like maybe if he kept it on him, TC would have fallen. All the while, though, chasing the bat. And now that top rack's also falling. Liquid in dire need of some buybacks. Income Era and Cinderin. It's not backdoor protected. There are, or at least there were creeps in the base. Not any longer. Almost, though. And it's still not backdoor protected. I'm not sure where it starts. It might be right there, actually. Right around the steps. All the while, though, Karuk does not have reverse polarity. Should be a little wary of moving out. Bulba's here, of course, to protect him and lasso and force staff up if that ever needs to happen. All the while, Mike is here. Doing exactly what a good support should be doing. Chen amassing more of an army. Is it 3, I believe? Yeah, max units is 3. Might be looking for a troll. 2 centaurs is good, of course. Double stun, very big. But a troll with 2 centaurs, now that's something to fear. All the while, Era has the cheese. I forgot that was Roshan third time around. Lone Druid giving himself the Radiance, maybe wanting to farm a little bit more, or maybe his bear simply died. No, it's there. Giving himself Radiance, and what is Lone Druid going to buy now? Has a chainmail. He's going to be going Assault. There's the Assault on the bear. More likely than not, going to trade the bear, the Radiance, for the Assault. Let's see what he does. Let's see what he puts on him. Opting to keep the Radiance himself. Not 100% sure why on this. Usually, what's so good about the bear having Radiance is you just park him in a lane, and he's able to do all the damage in the world and attack as much as he wants. Lying in wait. There he is, giving him the Radiance. Maybe a little bit of a misclick. Not giving himself Assault. Korea still planning to do the old run in and cheer on the bear to do all your damage for your build. Which I quite like. Of course, making his farm even better now. If he goes and jungles himself, he should be tippity top. All the while joining the rest of his team, Fnatic, going mid. They're pushing hard mid. All the while, this top lane will get much pressure on it, and this bear pressuring the bottom lane as well. Porting it back though, doesn't matter though. Oh, Bulba getting caught out. Big claws, force staffing away, doesn't matter though. It looks like trying so hard to get away. Popping the BKB just to make sure that he doesn't get rooted. I think it does go through root. Make sure he doesn't get stunned or slowed. In pops the bear, doing huge damage. Almost 1/16 a hit to this. Understandably as well, doing roughly 300 damage a hit to it. And with that, the melee barracks mid will fall. The bear falls, though. Is it off of cooldown? Can he cast it again? He does indeed. And now, TC being very scary to this bear. Getting shackled, being caught up. It was just summoned. It can't get away. Nobody wanting to let it die, or nobody wanting to let it get away. And now they realize that Liquid probably realizing now that although they are getting pressured from every side, probably going to have to clean up this top, and then maybe they might want to push, because, I mean, the absolute main damage dealer for Fnatic, the bear, the Spirit Bear, is dead, and he's gone for another 80 seconds. That's 80 seconds of relatively safe pushing. Of course, Silencer can really put a wrench in any gear for them, and Necronomicon's out the wazoo for Team Fnatic. But all the, that bear is gone, and he is really the most terrifying one. Leshrac here, though, does have a BKB, has gotten a little bit more survivability, has a bracer as well, and magic wand, and has treads, which I'm sure he'll toggle to strength in a pinch. But I don't know. I guess if he is not focused and kind of steers clear of Gyrocopter specifically, he can front load quite a bit of damage with Pulse Nova and Diabolic Edict. All the while, though, Liquid pushing mid, TC being a little bit of bait with some invisible friends nearby. See if they can't catch anybody out. They realize probably now that that bear is still down. They see him. I don't think that you can actually see opposing cooldowns. I'm fairly certain you can't. But all the while, though, trying to even out mid just a little bit. Top is having a rough time. Both Chen and Silencer using those Necronomicon units, as well as Chen's, just to push it in deep. And it looks like TC Liquid might be trying to throne this, realizing that, yes, they're having a hard time there. Bat porting in, getting Cinderin caught out. Doesn't matter, though. Trixie is here, does have Global Silence. Karuk still having reverse polarity. Should be a little wary about using it. Air does not want to get caught out. Global Silence, and now they're just going to cut it away. Cinderin did buy back. Using BKB can't be killed. It does not have enough gyro damage to front line. Huge reverse polarity. That could change the entire game. Fnatic being caught completely out. Liquid just waiting out perfectly that Global Silence. And now it looks like Fnatic will have to spend every single buyback they have available. I don't know how much they have. It looks like none of them can buy back. There's only a few. Cinderin is here. Bear is here as well, Lone Druid, but the Bear also fell very quickly, and I think it would be hard-pressed for Fnatic now to come back from this. It's a throne race at the moment, and with that, a huge upswing for Liquid in this very, very riveting game. Difference in skill, still massive for Fnatic, but that one reverse polarity, that was game-changing. Karuk baiting everybody coming out. They clumped up just a little bit too much. And Chen will be back in 5 seconds, but it won't be fast enough. TC is going to be able to kill this so quickly. And Fnatic so close, going in for that long haul kind of gameplay. Chen getting the heals. Bear being very good at consistent damage. Leshrac as well. Silencer very good at counter initiation. Kind of a very defensive, prolonged fighting team. All the while, though, Liquid having that big burst damage of reverse polarity and gyrocopter, and really cinching it with that last one, catching 3 heroes and a spirit bear out as well. So, thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Briefcase, playing a little bit more catch-up on the Premier League, and my brain was a little bit half asleep for this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep going on tonight, or if I'll just push it till tomorrow and get a whole slew of them out in one big go. I guess you'll just know when it's on YouTube. But until then, thanks for watching, everybody. You can support me by like. Not money, by liking things. You got that? Okay, good.